Hey, I'm Chase with EOTECH, and today we are talking about the new EFLX red dot pistol sight. We know you guys want to know about it because we've seen your comments on social media, and just so you know, we have feelings too. They're shipping as fast as possible, but let's dig into the optic itself. So the EFLX, what is it? Well, this is EOTECH's first venture into reflex technology. But of course, we put our own special sauce on it as well, as you'd expect. So let's talk about all the features. Starting off with the most obvious feature, the nice big window and the glass. Now, EOTECH's known for our glass. We do a really good job balancing visibility, reflectivity, or lack thereof, and all the color that you're gonna see with some of those other coatings. You're not gonna get into that here. So this is a super crystal clear glass. Also, the window is maintaining the aspect ratio that we're known for our holographic sights. Over on the side here, we've got our adjustment buttons. We do have 8 daylight settings and 1 night vision setting. Then up top, we've got our battery compartment. It is here so that you can access it and change it without taking the optic off, so you're not losing your zero, which is a great feature. It runs a standard 2032 battery. Then on the bottom here, you can see it's completely weather sealed, so you're not gonna have any issues there. And then we've got our adjustments. These are 1 MOA adjustments, and while that may seem like a lot when you're thinking about magnified optics, with a pistol optic, that's really all you need to dial in your closer range zeros. The reticle is a simple red dot circle, and that's gonna come in a 3 or 6 MOA reticle. The EFLX is a slim 1.4 ounces, so there's really no appreciable weight that you're adding to your gun. It does mount to the Delta Point Pro footprint, and when you're mounting this, which we'll get into in a minute, make sure that you're paying attention to the torque specs. You don't want to break your optic. Overall, the dimensions are 1.9 by 1.2, so again, it's a very small total footprint on the optic, which is nice because it allows you a wider variety of pistols that you can use this on. However, it is big enough that if you want to use it on something like a shotgun or a sub gun, it's definitely going to work there as well. And if you want to, it'd even work on a riser with a normal rifle, something like that, if that's your thing. So we talked about it. Let's get into actually mounting the optic. Mounting your EFLX, it's a pretty straightforward affair. Like I said, this does use the Delta Point Pro footprint, so you want to make sure, first off, that your pistol has the Delta Point Pro footprint milled into the slide, right? Here we have a Gen 5 Glock 17, completely stock gun. And here you can see that we have the appropriate plate installed. Now, I want you to refer to the Glock's plate mounting specs to make sure you're doing that properly. For our purposes here, plate's already installed, and now we're just gonna drop the EFLX right on top. The torque specs for this are going to be 18 to 20 pounds. So I have this set right at 19 pounds, and you're gonna want to make sure that you're also applying some Loctite, some blue Loctite, not red. So basically all you're gonna do to do that is go ahead, flip it on over, drop your screws out, and when it comes to Loctite, especially with a pistol optic, because it can definitely run and get under the plate, and you don't want that, just a dab will do you. Now that we've got the Loctite on the screws, we're just gonna drop the optic on the slide, get our torque wrench, just like I said, between 18 and 20 pounds, and we're gonna just tighten both. Well, like applying lug nuts, don't finish tightening until you've got them all cinched down. And now we're just gonna go ahead until the torque wrench clicks. There we go, next one. All right, it's as simple as that. The optic is now mounted to the proper torque specs with some blue Loctite on the gun. Like I said, it looks pretty good. It's a nice profile. I think it fits Glocks pretty well how it looks. And there you go. So now all you gotta do is go out and get this thing zeroed. All right, a couple of quick notes on operation of the EFLX. In order to turn it on, press the up arrow once. In order to turn it off, press and hold the down button for 2 seconds. The EFLX does have programmable auto off, so when the unit is actually shut off, if you press the down arrow, that will enable the auto off, so you got a 12-hour runtime there of basically it sits for 12 hours, it will turn off. And if the unit is off and you press the up arrow, then it's gonna turn on without the auto off feature enabled. And that's really it as far as programmable features go. It's pretty simple. We kept it simple on purpose. And we did that for a couple of reasons. One, things don't need to be overly complex. And two, we worked hard to make sure that this was as reliable and rugged as optic as possible and still meet a price point that fit our wide customer base. You know, at EOTECH, we serve a lot of different people, and we wanted to make sure that this optic worked for your everyday carry person, competition shooter, that kind of stuff, but was also rugged enough to work for your professional end user. And we definitely think we hit that mark. All right, so that is the overview of the EFLX as far as specs, details, mounting, all that good stuff. But what we really want to talk about is shooting. So I took this out for the first time the other day to actually get some rounds on it. And I got to say, overall, I was pretty impressed. Now, I'm not just saying that because I work for EOTECH. Like, it's a nice optic. One of the things you're going to notice the first time you get behind the optic is how big the window really is. When we say that we kept the aspect ratio the same between this and our holographics, we mean it. There is something to having that big window and being able to really get a lot of what is going on downrange in your window and keep that good situational awareness and still have a super crisp dot. Also, this is the most crisp dot I've ever seen. A lot of companies work on making that perfect circle, but this is the only one I've ever seen that actually is perfect. And I have astigmatism. So normally red dots look like star patterns to me, not the EFLX. So there's really something to the reflex tech that EOTECH put into this. As far as target acquisition goes, again, depending on whether you get the 3 or 6 MOA, it's going to be really straightforward and easy. Obviously, a 6 MOA dot is bigger. It's going to be a less precise aiming point, however, so up to you on what you want. But we have the 3 MOA model here, and we were able to shoot really, really easily anywhere between pretty much as close as we wanted to shoot steel all the way out to 25 with absolutely zero issues. This is a stupid fast optic. Another thing that I really like about the window size is that every time you fire a handgun with recoil, the dot is going to track up. And if you're not doing your job with recoil, it even could track up to the side. But if you're doing your job and you're applying the fundamentals, the dot's going to track up and then back down on the target. And the time that that dot is out of the window or out of your field of view is time you are not getting follow-up shots. And that can be super important for competition and defensive use as well. The nice thing about this window is you just have more glass that the dot is reflecting on, so you're going to start getting that acquisition of the dot faster as it comes back down under recoil, which is going to lead to some really fast follow-up shots, especially under night vision. So, of course, when night fell, we threw on our EOTECH Bino NVs and shot this under night vision. And this is absolutely the fastest dot I've ever shot under night vision. In fact, I shot it a little bit faster on our tree than I did just using the red dot with my eyes. That part of that has to do with the fact that the night vision sort of blurs the entire gun and really just have this floating dot in space, which is neat. But the fact that there's so much surface for that dot to reflect on, it really does just come back into your field of view faster, which I thought was that's pretty awesome. And this is just, it's a quick dot. I think this is going to work really well for competitive shooters and people who maybe don't have a ton of time and money to spend practicing for their EDC, but obviously still care about being able to deliver responsible shots on target should they ever be pressed into using their handgun. This is going to be a great option for them. It's going to shorten that overall training time and shorten that time to competency. And that, we think, is a pretty big value for everybody. So, the new EOTECH EFLX. We're excited about it. We hope you're excited about it. Obviously, we'd love to hear all your thoughts down in the comments. Leave those below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Train hard, live free. See you next time.